Hi guys! Welcome to another episode of Math Tanong. In this video, we're going to talk about dividing fractions. How are we going to divide fractions? So without wasting any time, let's move on to my presentation and together let's learn something new today. Let's go! Dividing fractions. Before we proceed to the steps in dividing fractions, let's have a short review first in multiplying fractions. Always remember that in multiplying fractions, we're going to follow certain steps, including the cross cancellation. After we do the cross cancellation, this time we're going to proceed to multiplication. We're going to multiply the numerator by its numerator, denominator by denominator. And of course, always remember that your answer should always be in lowest term. One more thing, sabay-sabay nating alamin kung ano bang ibig sabihin ng word na reciprocal. So what does reciprocal mean? A reciprocal is the inverse or the opposite form of a fraction. You will find the reciprocal of a given fraction by flipping the numerator and the denominator. So para mas maintindihan natin, let's have this example. 3/5. What is the reciprocal of 3/5? So sabi, para makuha natin yung reciprocal ng given fraction, we're just going to flip the numerator and the denominator. So this time, the numerator will become the denominator, and the denominator will become the numerator. So 3/5 becomes 5/3. Another one. What is the reciprocal of 5/9? So again, babalik na rin lang natin sila. So the reciprocal of 5/9 is 9/5. So ngayon, alam nyo na ang ibig sabihin ng salitang reciprocal. So this time, let's move on to the steps and process in dividing fractions. Steps in dividing fractions. Number 1. Find the reciprocal of the second fraction or the divisor. Number 2. Multiply the first fraction by the reciprocal of the second fraction. And number 3. Simplify the resulting fraction if possible. Para mas maunawa natin yung mga process na to, let's have this example. 3/4 divided by 7/8. So first thing to do is to get the reciprocal of our second fraction or sa divisor. Ngayon, what is the reciprocal of 7/8? So again, if we flip lang natin sila, we're going to have 8 as our numerator and then 7 as our denominator. So therefore, 7/8 or the reciprocal of 7/8 is 8/7. Now let's move on to the second step. Let's multiply the first fraction or our dividend to the reciprocal of our divisor, which is 8/7. Kung napapansin nyo, magpuproceed na tayo sa multiplication. This time, we're going to follow the process and steps in multiplying fractions, including cross cancellation. So let's find out if we can reduce the digits in our given fraction to its lowest term possible using the cross cancellation. So tingnan natin si 3 at si 7. Is there any number that can exactly divide 3 and 7? So, wala na, except 1. So, hayaan lang natin sila dyan. How about 4 and 8? Is there any number that can exactly divide 4 and 8? Yes, both of them can still be divided by 4. So, let's reduce 8 and 4 to its lowest term by dividing them by 4. So, 8 divided by 4, that gives us 2. 4 divided by 4, that will gives us 1. So, after the cross cancellation, let's now proceed to multiplication of fraction. So we're going to do the numerator times numerator. 3 times 2, that will gives us 6. 7 times 1, that gives us 7. So 6 and 7 or 6/7 is already in lowest term. So 6/7 is our final answer. Therefore, 3/4 divided by 7/8 is equal to 6/7. Para mas maunawaan natin ng mabuti, let's have another example. 12/13 divided by 8/39. So what is the reciprocal of 8/39? So again, we're going to have 39 as our numerator and then 8 as our denominator. Therefore, the reciprocal of 8 and 39 is 39/8. Now let's move on to the second step. Let's multiply the first fraction, which is our dividend, to the reciprocal of our divisor, which is 39/8. Now, let's move on to multiplication. This time, we're going to apply all the process and steps in multiplying fractions. Let's do the cross cancellation. Let's examine if we can reduce the digits in our given fraction to its lowest term possible using the cross cancellation. Now, tingnan natin si 12 tsaka si 8. Is there any number that can exactly divide 12 and 8? Yes, both of them can still be divided by 4, so let's divide them by 4. 12 divided by 4, that gives us 3. 8 divided by 4, that gives us 2. Now we're able to reduce 12 into 3 and 8 into 2. This time, let's move on to 13 and 39. Is there any number that can exactly divide 39 and 13? Yes, both of them can still be divided by 13. So let's divide 39 and 13 by 13. 39 divided by 13, that will gives us 3. 13 divided by 13, that will gives us 1. So after we do the cross cancellation, let's now move on to multiplication of fraction. Numerator times numerator, which is 3 times 3, that will gives us 9. Then denominator times denominator, which is 2 times 1, that will gives us 2. This time we have 9 half, or 9 over 2. Pansinin yung answer natin. Ano ang napapansin nyo? Yes, the answer is in improper fraction. So we have to reduce it to its lowest term by changing improper fraction to mixed form. And how are we going to do that? Yes, we're going to divide the numerator by its denominator. 9 divided by 2, that gives us 4. And we have remainder 1. The remainder 1 will become our new numerator. And then we're just going to copy the same denominator, which is 2. So the final answer is 4 and 1 half. Therefore, 12 13ths divided by 8 39ths is equal to 4 and 1 half. So that's how are we going to divide fractions. All we have to do is to get the reciprocal of our divisor, and then we're going to proceed to multiplication. We're going to multiply the first fraction, which is our dividend, to the reciprocal of our divisor, which is the second fraction. And then we're going to apply all the process and steps in multiplying fraction, including the cross cancellation. After we do the cross cancellation, if possible, we're going to do the multiplication. We're going to multiply the numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator, and then always remember to reduce your answer to its lowest term if possible. Sana may bago kayong natutunan sa video lesson na to. This time, kayo naman. What is 3/7 divided by 3/5? If you know the answer, just leave it in the comment section below. And that's all for today. Kita-kits na lang tayo sa next video lesson ko. Again, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell para maging updated kayo sa mga susunod na lesson. So, thank you and God bless.